All right, guys, it's Sicko, and I am back with another mouse review. This time, I'm going to be reviewing the Pulsar PRX Xlite V4 Mini, which is probably one of the coolest looking X lights I've ever seen. And before I get into it, I did want to give you a brief background on this collaboration, right? So this mouse is a collaboration between Pulsar and PaperX, or otherwise known as PRX. And PRX is a Singaporean esports organization that was founded in 2020. And they've made a name for themselves, winning VCT Pacific League, placing champions LA and Masters Tokyo, and claiming the 2024 Radiant Invitational, right? So these guys are legit. This organization is probably one of the most well known esports organizations in the world. So it makes sense that they would collaborate with an esteemed brand like Pulsar. So let's start with the shape and the grip. I opted for the V4 Mini because I prefer smaller mice. That's a non negotiable. I just cannot handle medium to large mice. I just don't like how they feel in my hand. And the mini version is compact, it's lightweight, and as you can see, it is an ergonomic mouse, so it is made for right handed people. And this shape is inspired by the Zowie EC series. And I recommend this for people with palm grip. Arguably, you can use this with a claw grip, like I do, or a fingertip grip, if you have smaller hands, right? And while it's not my ideal, shape, which is ambidextrous, the low weight, the clean curves, and the low hump do make it comfortable to hold, right? So between the Terra Pro and this, these are two amazing ergonomic mice, right? And they're really starting to change my mind in general. For the coating, it feels good. It's smooth, it's clean to the touch, and it's easy to grip. It is a little bit of a fingerprint magnet though, and it shows a little bit of smudges, but the coating is smooth and matte enough that wiping it with a soft cloth and a little bit of alcohol will basically make it like new, right? But it is consistent all around. I do like this finish. I like to keep my mice clean, which is why I'm often just wiping them and I notice every single fingerprint. So this coating is more than decent, right? I don't think you'll have a problem with the grip. I mean, with the coating in general. In terms of clicks, no complaints here. They've made drastic improvements from the V3. The heavier optical switches do feel snappier, more tactile, more responsive. They don't feel mushy, they don't feel inconsistent, and they're pretty satisfying. I like to feel the clicks, I like to feel the feedback and tactility. So these really hit the mark in terms of that. Right? The clicks, A plus. I just would not have any kind of complaints there. In terms of the sensor performance on cloth and glass pads, I've seen no noticeable issues or inconsistencies. It delivers smooth and consistent tracking on both cloth and glass. Movement feels responsive and accurate, and it handles fast motions without stutter, right? I just, it's good. It's great. Like I have no idea how to really just judge sensors like on a scientific level. I just go by how it feels for me when I use them in browsing or games and all that. And it feels great. It feels smooth. It feels snappy. No complaints. Another A plus. All right, now for my favorite part of the review, which is how it performs with games. Right. So for Diablo 4, I mean absolute slam dunk. Ergonomic mice for a game like Diablo 4, where you're kind of just going through the motions and it's not really an intense game. The comfort is absolutely unmatched, right? So I can play Diablo for a little bit longer than I normally would on this mouse than I would an ambidextrous mouse, just because ergonomic mice are just a lot more comfortable for slow and subtle movements, right? Especially for a game like Diablo 4. For Valorant, I did have a little bit of trouble in terms of my micro adjustments because having to hold what feels like a big mouse to me, it makes movements a little bit harder, right? Because I like to have full control with smaller mice and ambidextrous mice. So with an ergo mice, Valorant is a little bit tricky to play, but still quite fun. And for Black Ops 6, no complaints. I mean, fast movement, flicks, tracking, all that, really great on this. I would not make this my go-to mouse for FPS games, but it's acceptable for someone like me. 100% acceptable. Nothing wrong there. I don't think you can go wrong with this mouse, period, in terms of any kind of game you want to play. But personally, I would prefer just using a small ambidextrous mouse. Pulsar's Fusion software, all good, no complaints. I wish it was web-based, but you do have to install software on your PC. I honestly believe that web apps should be the absolute standard moving forward, but you know, I really only need to access it once. I make my settings, I set the DPI, I choose the polling rate, I set the lift off distance, toggle motion sync on, and that's it, right? I'm done. I'm never going to open it again. You know, but I still would rather not have to install something for that to happen. But like I said, one and done, all good. All right, so to conclude, the PRX edition of the Xlite V4 Mini is a very, very good ergonomic mouse. It offers lightweight performance. It has a sleek, esports centric design, and it delivers really good and responsive tracking on any pad, right? And it's a cool looking mouse. Honestly, this is like, I just love the Paper X aesthetic, and that is the main selling point for me. I mean, also just kind of go over the sleeve very quickly. 1010 would recommend. This forearm sleeve is just, it's awesome, right? Like I never used to use sleeves before, but when I tried this, I was like, all right, you know what? This is the one. This is the move. But back to the X Lite. Yes, I would recommend this if you're looking for a high quality ergonomic mouse with a super cool design, which is the main selling point for me. Honestly, it looks dope. It looks awesome. I love the aesthetic. I love the pink. I love the blue. The dongle matches the color as well. And yeah, you know, I think this is worth the money. The clicks feel super, super good. Scroll wheel is smooth. It's not scratchy. Side buttons also very satisfying. You can't go wrong if you choose to spend your money on the X Lite V4 Mini.